What's up, guys? Today I felt compelled after receiving some messages on my channel about a flashlight that got burned up. So if you've been following any of my videos, you know I put two 18650s in series in my light and it fried it. So now all of a sudden, after I figured the problem out, am I getting replies? Yesterday, when I posted this message, you could see here, Saturday, December 17th, I had two replies. One said it was a dummy cell, possibly. Another one, said parallel. And, it got me thinking, and I am the type of person, like I've said several times in my videos, when something bugs me, I'm going to stay at it. And, I'm like a dog with a bone. And that's just to put it bluntly. So I start getting these fucking comments now that I figured this shit out on my own. And this asshole, Philip Pastor, said it was my fault. No, it's not my fault. The Chinese flashlight should have came with a manual. The seller, which I will go ahead and bring up here in a second, had said, here's my question. When the battery goes that comes with this flashlight, can you buy new single, and I emphasize the word single, 26650 batteries and put two batteries in this flashlight? They replied on the 8th, yes, you can buy two new 26650 batteries to replace it. So let's go back over here. This guy comes in and he, is a little bit more civil about it, and I treat people accordingly. So, he explains to me like I don't know this. 10,000 milliamps. I know both cells. And I know the wrapper said 10,000 milliamps, so I'm taking it as though that both cells are, 5,000 apiece. But knowing the Chinese and how they are with, broken English, bad manuals, and this and that, and no manuals, and the seller not saying, yeah, the pack is wired in parallel, not series, so don't go ahead and do that. And there's several other flashlights out there on YouTube showing that, the batteries go in series, single pack. So anybody that doesn't have any knowledge what I'm explaining here in the bunch of videos I've posted, including this one, would not know this. In fact, nobody knew anything up until I pulled the pack apart and found it's not a dummy cell. It is wired in parallel. Nobody knew that. But now everybody has a fucking opinion. And like this guy here, Super Prinz or whatever the hell it is telling me, I should know because it was stated there 3.7 volts, that pack is 3.7 volts. Well, why should I assume with a Chinese pack that 10,000 milliamps, and he says, oh, they probably are. Well, I read several things just on budget light form, complaining that, oh, these cells don't measure up, this, that, Mooch and everyone else out there on the fucking bandwagon knows this, knows that, tested this cell, tested that cell. And I'm not saying I'm smarter than these guys, because I'm not. And I'm not saying I know more than these guys, because I don't. But what I am saying is it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out 5,000 milliamps per cell. I highly doubt the cells are going to be 10,000 milliamps, so I assumed that part. What I did not assume is that the pack itself, being it said 3.7 volts, was going to be 3.7 volts, and it never occurred to me to test the pack after fully charging it. Okay, I just assumed that they were stating each cell in the pack was 3.7 volts. And nobody had any answers yesterday, but now I post this after I figured out, and all of a sudden everybody, has something to say. And, this one just came in 5 minutes ago. I hear you. So you mistrusted the specs printed on the battery because it's a Chinese product and assumed it must be 2 series 7.4 volt pack with exaggerated capacity. I see where you are coming from, but an easy solution would have been to measure the voltage of the original cell before frying the light with 7.4 volts. But hey, we all make mistakes. Okay, so that's fair. I'm human, you're human, we're all human. But people that don't have the knowledge that I possess or that these fellas possess, and I will actually include Philip here too, because I'm most sure he knows, but we are all human. You pull a flashlight out, and if you have no experience at all, you charge it up through the USB charger, because you can't charge it, with the cells combined together. And sometimes you do assume, and you shouldn't assume because it makes an ass out of you and it makes an ass out of me. But again, the human part comes in where, it didn't occur to me to charge or test the pack. And nowhere did anybody, and I've posted at least 2 or 3 messages on other people's lights, and nobody answered. One guy answered today, and he said he's glad he saw my videos and glad I figured it out. So I'm trying to pass this knowledge on to other people that are looking to buy flashlights, and then, they're trolling basically. I wouldn't say Super is, but, Philip is. So everybody's got a fucking mouth on them all of a sudden, but nobody had the mouth yesterday up until I ripped the fucking pack apart. So this is the kind of shit that pisses me off. I'm a reasonable person. I'm a civil person. But when you start coming on and talking shit, that's when I got a fucking problem. And that's when, I'm not going to fucking take any shit. So this video is kind of just a what's up video to people that know and don't know when you're buying a fucking flashlight. If you see one that's heat shrunk, assume it's parallel. Err on the side of caution, take a voltmeter like I did, an ohm meter, and test it. If it's testing below 7.4 volts, then it's more or less parallel. If it's testing 7.4 volts, then it's series. And that's what's up. That's the way it is. And this is an educational video for others out there. It's not to come on and start fucking telling me like I'm some dumbass that don't know nothing. So with that, I wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Hope it's healthy and prosperous for all you guys. And if you have nothing in the comments to say other than negative stuff, keep them to yourself. Because, you're only you reap what you sow.